What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I am your host for tonight and always for the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Catamas, and welcome to a very special Friday night edition. We are honored to have with us one of the great master teachers of our planet, and that is Mantak Chia. He's with us coming live from Thailand, which we're really, really excited about. And also with us is our wonderful Dr. Josiane, who has really helped put this whole evening together. It's all about compassionate love. And we also have our beloved Omashar, who's going to play music in a moment. Now, I want to welcome those of you who are watching on Facebook or on YouTube. A big thanks to John and Summer Raymer. They put us out over as many as 100 Facebook groups and pages, and that allows us to reach an ever-growing audience. So welcome. And if you are watching that way, you may want to come into our Zoom room, because that's where you can ask questions. And we are going to have some questions and answer time with Dr. Josiane and with Master Mantak Chia. And it's really easy to join us in the Zoom room. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. That's our main website, globalpeacetribe.com, like what's behind my back here. And you'll see what says register for the new fall season. And so when you click on that little button, it takes you to our registration page, and it's easy to register. And you're going to get the links to all of our shows for the rest of the year, all the rest of 2023. And for those of you who don't know this, we do 3 or 4 shows every weekend. So for example, here's tonight's show, our deep dive into compassionate love. Tomorrow night, we've got a whole evening dedicated to psychics and intuitives. On Sunday, you're going to meet some of the presenters coming to our big Global Peace Tribe retreat, and that's what's happening this weekend. So I really want to encourage you, join us. You can pick what level you want to come in at, and it's a wonderful way to become a part of the Global Peace Tribe. And speaking of the Global Peace Tribe, I see a lot of our favorites are already in the Zoom room with us. Everyone from Dorina down in Ecuador to our friends in California, Eleanor Joy in British Columbia, and many, many others. In fact, we've already got about 25 people in our Zoom room, and more coming in. And always let us know where you are geographically. Especially might be interesting for Master Mantak Chia to see how many people are coming in from different places in our Zoom room. We love to have music in our shows. And we are blessed that our house musician, beautiful beloved brother Omashar, is with us all weekend long. And Omashar, we've got Mantak Chia in the house.
I know. It feels so good. I feel centered just being in your presence, Master. And I have a song that came to me, and I hope it fits. It's a very simple song, and it's called Spiral Through the Stars. And I will get on with it, and I'll see you on the other side. I forgot. I got it. This tale I tell, it has no ending. I'd like you to know we are all on an incredible journey, a traveling show. I've been looking at you in your homelands, watching you grow, weaving light into creation, a heavenly glow. I have been inside you for so long. Come with me and I'll be with you forever. Come with me, let's spiral through the stars. A part of you has always remembered since the beginning of time. Through your hearts you felt my presence, a knowing sublime. I've been guiding you beyond your perception, forever your friend. Take some time and get to know me. I'll welcome you home. I'll welcome you home. I have been inside you for so long. I will be with you forever. Come with me, let's spiral through the stars. We have been inside you for so long.
Thank you so much. Let's all twinkle, beloved brother Omashar.
You know what?
Twinkles as you have your cameras on. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I've never been so nervous in my life. I don't know, Mantak.
Well, that's beautiful. And a reminder, everybody, that you can support Omashar and enjoy his music by getting all of his albums from Bandcamp. Just go to his name, omashar.bandcamp.com, and that's where there's all these albums. And I'm with all the songs he's writing, he let me know he's working on 5 new songs all at once right now. And I think many of those are going to be premiering for us on the Global Peace Tribe.
Well, there'll be one this weekend sometime, mystery song. It's called Welcome Home.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Omashar, for getting us off to a beautiful start. So tonight's topic is all about compassionate love. And we have with us really my co-host, the queen of compassionate love. You've, of course, seen her on our show a few times. And I'm talking about the wonderful Dr. Josiane. And she's a trilingual family systems researcher and practitioner. She's a published author, an academic author, I should say, and she has done many, many, many things. She has a PhD in marriage and family therapy, and she's truly all about compassionate love, whether it's with her clients or in her book or in her teaching. And very often, Dr. Josiane is working with people going through very difficult challenges, and she does it with great, beautiful, compassionate love. And so she's put a lot of effort into understanding and practicing compassionate love. And that's what tonight's show is all about. And then how wonderful that Mantak Chia agreed to be with us. So welcome, Dr. Josiane. And I will let you introduce our special guest.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to Master Chia. And I'm tonight, thank you. Tonight, our guest really needs no introduction, but I will share with you the story of our first encounter in 2019 when I was, after I went to a spiritual retreat in South Africa. And I was sharing with the audience the conclusion of my findings from my PhD research. So I was explaining in human system, the spirit, mind, body triad translates in a couple system as spirituality, compassionate love, and sexuality. And when I said that, a young man at the end of my talk came to me and he said, "Do you know Mantak Chia?" And I said, "Who?" I had no idea, and I never heard the name, but he said, he actually shares some of your belief about this triad, these triangles, about the healing love in his own healing love practice and the circulation of the macrocosmic orbit. I had never heard of these terms, but sure enough, after not even a month, I think, I booked myself to see Master Chia in London and to get some training on sexual alchemy and healing love. So who is Master Chia? He is an amazing creator of the universal healing Tao system. And since the age of 6, he was trained with the monks to learn how to still his mind, still the mind. Imagine, started at the age of 6, and after that, he had many masters and many teachings all over the world, in Tai Chi, in Qigong, of course, and also in Buddhism, in Zen, and also he learned about the medical, the science from the Western world. And he brought all of this into his own practice in order to create the universal healing Tao system, which is an effective way to share the ancient Chinese meditations and internal energy practices transmitted to him through 5,000 years. So he learned and shared that with teachers, instructors, and students from all over the world. And he created the Dao centers, not only in Thailand, but also in Latin America, in Africa, also in the United States, and other parts of the world. And his sincere wish is that every individual have the opportunity to complete the harmonious evolution of body, mind, and spirit. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Master Chia to explain to us how is trajectory from the 6-year-old stealing, you're getting your mind still, and how did you come upon the healing love, which is based for me on compassionate love? How did you, can you tell me your evolution from a little boy into who you are today, after so many teaching learnings to come into sharing with us about compassionate love and your healing love, the love vibration, I should say.
Yes, thank you, Josiane. I like all this kind of practice since I'm very young. And my family normally like it. And I always save the lunch money to learn with many other masters when they come from Hong Kong or China or Singapore, like that. So I always pay a lot of money for them to learn what they're teaching. And finally, that means my major master is in Hong Kong. And when I studied in Hong Kong, I married to my senior classmate. And I learned a whole Tao practice, because in that time, the Tao master always want to only make sure that they pass to the good person. So because the lineage is that you have to watch the person, and if you pass to the wrong person, the heaven will punish you. Mm-hmm. But if you don't pass to the person, the heaven also going to punish you because you don't pass down the teaching. And when I learned from my master, when I learn all, and master say you are the master, now you can make decision what you want. So I said, Master, why don't, this is a very good practice. I can break it down. In my ability, I like to make it simple and break it down into a more simple people can learn it. So my master said, you are the master now. You can decide. And from that time, I started to open it and teaching. So I first teaching in New York and Los Angeles and US, and go to Europe. Yeah. So that's how it started that way. And finally, we have a group of people. We said, okay, we need to have a center. I said, if a center, I rather come back to Thailand, and the northern part of Thailand more cooler. So we build up a center here. So I teaching in the COVID. I always teaching online, and that is a way to teach. So the Tao very emphasize in the compassionate practice, because in the Tao said, that's in the Tao Te Ching, there's a Tao Bible. They said, if you're doing something good every day, it doesn't mean how much you do. Sometimes you have a love, joy, happiness, you're already doing something good. You feel you love yourself, you feel you're happy, and you haven't had chance to do anything good. That if you do something good with yourself and doing something good to other people, little goodness, the heaven will bless you. And that's what the Tao Te Ching and the Tao and my master said, hey, if you don't do anything bad, don't do anything good, don't do bad. Just don't do anything. Just feel love, joy, happiness, and that's all. But if you have chance to do something, like you smile to somebody, somebody sad or depressed, you have good, happy energy, you smile to somebody, and suddenly the person feel energy and they feel happy. That is already you are doing something good for other people.
Very good. I remember when we were in London, you mentioned that because of the world going crazy, that we don't have to worry about the bad, right? Because it's all around us. It's an energy and it's around us, and people get kind of penetrated by that energy. And the same way you mentioned now, we have to focus on the good. But how can we focus on the good through the universal Tao and the healing love, especially for relationships? You know, that there's so much going in the collective that's influencing us in our relationship, intimate relationships with our partners. How can we make sure we stay good people and in connection?
Yes, slide. So I have this slide. I like this slide. This is the Western slide, but I combine them together. Said the DNA renewal. That means our life. DNA stop the renewal, we die. So DNA renewals need orgasm, love, and compassion. So very simple. If you want to have a good life, healthy life, you have to have love, compassion, arousal, orgasm, because sexy. You need sexual energy and love. Love and sex make the DNA renewal. And so in the bottom here, we say when we feel love, when we feel love or we make love, all the cells and on the yellow one and lower part, when all the DNA all the DNA actually make love as well, they cross over like serpent intertwining and embracing, they make love and they give birth to all the cells. So if you have love, joy, happiness, and if we can aware that this is the whole important part is our DNA need renewal, and they need arousal, orgasm, love, and compassion to activate them, split more. Okay. Now, if people have a negative emotional, the DNA still has to split, but they split in a very bad condition energy. So we feel sad, depressed because we bring the DNA. DNA is us. All the DNA, the cells, everything they split is the one that it remember thing. Okay. And so that's why when we can, in the Tao state, doing something good every day. That's all. Nothing more you have to do. If you don't do something good, at least don't do something bad. That's all. Okay. It's easier than try to do something, make yourself happy or make other people happy. And that's it. And when you're doing something good, the DNA receiving love and compassion. And sexual energy is always with us. So when we sleep, the sexual energy reproduces. And in the Tao state, every day we need this sexual energy to run our life because it gives us, we call Jing Qi, sexual energy. Because when we sleep, the sexual hormone produce and give us energy to run our life. Without this sexual energy that running activate all the cells don't have enough energy to run. Love and sex is our major energy.
Very good. Okay. And the sexual energy, how do you, or what is one exercise that women and probably men can do to produce more of this energy, to have to not feel tired or exhausted or stressed from work, from family life, from the collective and everything that's going on right now in our life.
So the Tao said very simple, we call shake. Okay, everybody know how to shake. So the first step for lady is always shaking the breast. We call
okay, Master Chia, let's ask everybody to stand up and to do it too.
Yes. Okay, let's stand up, everybody. And it's very simple when you shake. So the lady hold the breast because definitely if you're at home, if you take out your bras, okay, and you hold the breast and you shake, because lady store a lot of energy in the breast in order to feed the baby. But not every month the body will producing milk. So the Tao said, the body don't know that you want the children, not children, they don't care. But they have to make milk. But when you make milk, it's to feed baby. But if you don't, so the Tao said, if you don't feed the baby, why don't you convert them? How? Your hand. So the first thing, you rub the hand and you ask for the chi, ask for the energy. This energy can transform it. Otherwise, it cannot be transformed. So the hand, when you have rub and you ask, give me the power. Give me the power. The whole universe has so many power. All you have to do is ask and receive. But you have to have good heart. Love, joy, happy, appreciation. Do something good. Heaven bless you. What the heaven bless you? You ask, you do something good, you ask, heaven bless you. But you don't do something good, the heaven, I don't know. The heaven said, I don't know what to give you because you haven't do anything at all. So doing something good every day, it doesn't mean have to give people $1 million or a lot of money. No. Just smiling, make yourself happy. You only do something good for the world. There's more people feel happy. That is a balance. 49 and 51. We don't know. Maybe negative, if we can keep on doing something good and gradually we're aging into 49 and we can balancing the 51. Negative energy always going to be here. But if we do something good, we can have a balance. So the Tao said, you cannot change the whole world, but you can do something good and find a balance. That's all. So for lady, you have so many chi in the breast. It always, every month before menstruation comes, they think you have to have baby. They make milk. So when you rub the hand warm and you started to massage, you hold the breast, and you feel your heat go into the breast. For men, the body producing testicle hormone, the sperm every day. Okay, it's producing every day. And no matter what you do, it have to producing sperm and waiting for. But if you, so the Tao sexual practices don't access ejaculation. And you have to learn how to, you don't have to ejaculation every time. Because when you ejaculation, the body have to rush to make sperm immediately. And when you access ejaculation, they draw the energy from the brain to build the sperm, so you lose the brain. And when they access again, you draw all the organ energy to build the sperm. And that is for a man. Women have lesser. Women make milk every day. But if you don't transform them, there's too much energy in the breast, and it's causing lady problem. So the Tao said, very simple, rub the hand warm, ask the universe to have chi, and cover your breast, and feel the heat. The heat, the energy from the universe can transform things. And when you feel the heat, now men, cover your testicle and feel the heat. Because men producing sperm, if you're transforming the gene, we call transform the sexual energy back to life force, because that is the best energy you ever have in your life. So you cover the breast, cover the testicle. And after that, when you feel the heat and you feel the transformation, it transforms. Okay? Water, a sunshine on the water change to steam. And this is the miracle happen every day. It's miracle, yes or no? Steam, okay? If water shining, sun shining on the water change to steam, is from ice, solid state, shining change to water. Sun shining on water change to steam. And that is solid change to liquid, liquid change to gas. And that is miracle happen, transformation happen. And now the Tao say, hey, this happened to us. If we started to have this on us, now something changes. So all your have chi and massage, put on your breast, put on your testicle, and just feel the heat go in and started to change something. So ladies started to massage the breast, we call clockwise in, and at least 50 times, and reverse 50 times. Men, you just massage the testicle, because it's a lot of sperm. And when the hand with chi, it changes the sperm into energy, life force, because it's so much energy in this sexual area. If you don't transform them, they have to do something. They either have to find out a way to get out, because in losing energy or ejaculation or through the menstruation. In the Tao believe that there is a lot of energy. 1/3 of our life in the body put 1/3 of the energy into making sexual energy. So we left only 2/3. One stored in the kidney for backup, and one we running everyday life. So it's a lot. All 2/3 of our life force. One is sexual energy, one is reserved in the kidney, and one is our life. So the Tao said, when you don't access your kidney, when you have a lot of energy in the kidney, it's storing energy, and when you get sick, when you get sick, you can recover very fast. When the kidney the store energy in the kidney is not there, when people get sick, very hard to recover. Okay, so that's why sexual energy always be strengthening the kidney. And that's why the Tao said, return the sexual energy. To revitalize the brain, return the sexual energy to strengthening the kidney. Lady is the breast. The breast, when you massage the breast energy, you can return them to strengthening the liver. Liver and spleen responsible for menstruation. When menstruation too much or out of order or have problem, that is the liver and the spleen have problem. So that's why but the body they don't know, they say, hey, before you go to menopause, the body always gonna make milk. It don't care about you every month. But this one is feed the baby, but you're not gonna feed baby every day. Massage them, transform them, and feel this energy transformation. So this is the first transformation. And this is simple miracle happen. Ice change into water, water change into gas. That's all. So that is a whole simple secret, no secret. Okay, so when you massage the breast, man, you're holding your testicle and you massage the testicle. And you massage it until you feel, hey, I feel something come up to my brain. So we, in the Tao said, return the sexual energy to revitalize the brain. And from there, you start, lady, you massage the breast. So the first step in a lady, when you massage the breast, and you feel, hey, my breast energy transform. When you feel that your energy transform, now you bring the energy from the breast that transform from the milk into the sexual energy. Okay, so that is the whole energy started to transform. Okay, so so let's do this. Massage the breast, and when you feel, you close your eye, you turn into your breast, They make milk every day, all the time, every day they're making milk. So you change the milk into chi, okay? Because it can feed the baby. That is amazing energy. And you guide them into the liver for lady and the spleen. For men, when you massage the testicle, and you feel the energy up to the brain, we call return the sexual energy up to your brain, okay? And that is the testicle, okay? So that is the transforming the sexual energy.
And very good. That was really good. I do this one every morning. Do you think it is a cause of when we don't transform the energy from the breast, from the milk, right? And to go into the other organs, do you think that could be a cause of cancer, the breast cancer, or some issues, health issues, when we don't do that massage in to our breast?
We have many ladies, and we have many that follow me in practice. A lot of them recover for it. A lot of them they say they don't have the cancer, or they have cancer, they recover for it, and they don't happen again. And we have few ladies stay here, and they said they really feel it. They said before that the cancer come and they come back again. But since they learn the practice, they don't come back. And the practice is really help, because cancer cell is our cells. But when we don't give them love, joy, happy, compassion enough, they cannot transform.
It's so important to know how to transform this energy. So how do we transform love, unconditional love, compassion, and I know there's courage also in the heart?
The love and compassion is the most important energy that we have to do. Okay, right. So this is the first thing when the people learn healing love. This is the first thing they have to remember in their brain. The DNA renewal need arousal, orgasm, love, and compassion. If you want a good health and you want the DNA to renewal, because this is your life, without the DNA renewal, we die. That's very simple. But how are you going to get this? You must have love, arousal, orgasm, love, and compassion combined together. So when we make love, all the cells actually make love, and they cross over, they embrace, and they make love. And when they make love, they reproduce a new cells. That is the whole simple key. So every day when we are practicing, meditating love, and when we have love, and all you have to do is do something good every day. Make somebody happy. That's all. Make somebody happy. It doesn't mean you have to give him a big money. It doesn't mean that.
And so what happens?
Make something good. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say, what happens when so a couple is fighting and there's some the energy between the couple is off, is more toxic maybe. How do you transform this energy into something good? The
whole key is that that's why we have the whole course we call opening microcosmic. It starts with smiling and practicing smiling together into their own organ. After they smiling to each other, that's the first step. And after that, they make love. So they learn how to make love in a way that they can creating more energy, a positive energy, and they are, so the male young energy, loving energy will go passing to the female, and the female loving energy will passing down into the man. So now negative, positive balance. If they're not balanced, they're gonna fight. But when they are, my energy, you have part of my energy, your energy, I have part of it. Now we are become one. Because when you when you're a partner, when you're a loved one, when you're married, we are one. And this is one practice, a oneness practice.
Oneness. Oh, I didn't even know there was a oneness practice. I love it. Okay, so Scott, do you have any questions?
Well, sure. I mean, I'd like to kind of riff on what we've been talking about. A lot of the people who are watching our show are single, and you've done a beautiful job of showing us how to get our sexual energy going. Is there a significant difference between people who are single doing the practices that you just described versus those that are still in relationships that are sexually active?
So we have a single cultivation. That is the first step. What we're teaching all the time is a single cultivation. So in the Tao set, we have male and female. Heart we call fire. Sexual organ we call yin. So water and fire, that is come together first. Because if you put the water into the fire, it distinguishes the fire. That is not balancing harmony. And human, when they discover that we can separate the water and fire, the culture, the revolution happened. We call steam. So when we discover the steam power, the holding chain. Steam is qi, energy, life force, energy. And it comes from two energy, water and fire.
I'm going to call on our friend Omashar, who has a question for you, sir.
Yes.
So I am very interested in the fact that you, from a very early age, learned how to still your mind. And I've been having trouble sleeping for decades. And I was wondering if there's any quick something that you could impart to me on how I can quiet my mind. I meditate all the time and I do many, many practices, but I still cannot get my mind to shut up when I'm sleeping, trying to sleep. And
you cannot shut up you cannot, so first thing you accept, you cannot shut off your mind. The only one thing you can put attention and put the mind to aware of something. Okay, so one simple thing is in the Tao, the first step you have to do is creating cycle. Make your organ don't fight. When you don't make your organ don't fight, because when you don't do that, the organ will fight all the time. They will fighting. Okay, so for we say heart is fire. Heart fire burn into ashes and the spleen. Spleen you dig down, you find metal. Metal attract rain. That is kidney. Kidney put water on a tree, the tree grow, and there is wood. Now wood give back the power to the fire, and the fire grow. So that is a creating cycle. You make organ don't fight first. So every human in this world, when you don't put the organ in order, they're going to conflict. We call cell conflict. Cell conflict, this is the biggest thing in this world. So nobody, for me, I wake up, when I have something coming too much, I conflict myself. So I have to sit down for a moment and just take a moment to make sure, hey, organ, let's come into order. Creating cycle. You creating me, I creating you, you creating me, like that. So now when the organ is creating a cycle, everything will not conflict. Now I go to sleep, that's all. So we call creating a cycle.
It's an out of balance thing.
Your mind have to focus something, but you are focused in your body. For my expert is your organ producing emotional.
Right.
And every organ, 5 major organs producing 5 different emotional, and they conflict each other. Mm-hmm. Kidney, water, conflict with heart because water put off fire. Fire from the heart melt the lung, the metal. It's the lung. Lung cut the wood, that is the liver. So now they're killing each other. Okay. The wood will be collusion the earth. The earth will block the water. Now you started to have a conflict in cell. You don't do anything, you don't do anything yourself, we have conflict. Everybody have conflict. Because organ inside us, they are conflict by itself. So everybody have a conflict. So in the Tao said, first thing, put them in order. Let them, hey, let's go and work together as a team. This is the way you have to do. So you do it every day. Make sure they have no conflict. So when you go to sleep, you're no conflict, you fall asleep.
Thank you so much. I will work on that.
Master Chia, there's a couple questions coming in from our audience.
Yes.
From Jeffrey Colbrook, he asks, science, like all great works of nature, light, he's talking about light, belongs to a far higher realm. And he wants to know if there's a relation between the physical light that science analyzes and the intellectual light, the light of the mind. Is there a connection that you're aware of between kind of the scientific light that comes from the sun, or the light that we see, and the light of the mind?
Okay, in a Taoism, they say, you have your own guiding light, we call lead light. And the first lesson that we teach here is the first lesson. You have to turn inwardly down to perineum. And from perineum, you look upward. From perineum, you look upward. And you see your eye, you look down and slowly eye roll up, look up to the crown. Inside in the brain, you see a light. That is the lead light. So this light, everybody have to recognize it because it's the indicating light, it's the leading you, it's everything. That is the first step. You have to do it, your lead light. And when you see this lead light, it's very dim light, but eventually it's connecting to the more light outside. Okay, so that is a whole practice in that. You must get this light. You don't get this light, there's nothing to practice.
Beautiful, thank you so much. Dorina, who's joining us all the way from Ecuador, asks, thank you, Mantak Chia, for sharing so much in so many ways. Thank you for your books, courses, and teachings. I noticed that they focus on cosmic healing, universal healing, and alchemy healing. Are there differences between those forms of healing, or are they synonymous? Meaning, are they kind of?
There are others. They're all into the cosmic healing because cosmic healing we divide into a few levels. So the first level, you have to learn how to. Cosmic means the space. So the first step we call Qi. So in the Tao say energy is everywhere. Okay, but can you take this energy? Can you take it? That is the key. If you can take this energy, you can have a lot of energy. So the first thing, you take this energy to heal yourself. The next thing, when you have enough good health, you take this energy to help other people. That is how the Tao says. Help yourself first so you can help other people. Not help other people and you're going to get sick. And in the Tao said, no, that is not the Tao way. Help yourself so you have a healthy and good energy and your good heart. Now you can help other people.
Dr. Josiane, I'm going to go back to you because I know you've got more questions.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, I wanted to ask you some questions more about compassion and love. Nowadays, sexuality is misused and not really seen as sacred and rejuvenating of the body, mind, and spirit. And how do you? Okay, the question is about how do you get people to practice more the love and compassion energy to bring into not only their relationships with their partners, but with other people, to have more love and compassion in the world? It's a big question.
So the first thing is the Tao practices from the beginning, inner smile.
Inner smile.
You're smiling to yourself. You have to always, the first step, you're smiling to yourself. You are aware of the organs, and you start to love yourself. If you don't aware your organs, so we have a fixed pattern. Now, heart have hate, hate and hatred, okay, and cruelty. So you just have to let go. So when you smile to yourself, so in the Taoism said, all negative part we have a practice we call the sequencing sound. So you do the sound that activate all the negative energy and down to the earth. Mother Earth can take everything. Mother Earth can take our garbage and emotional is organic garbage, can be composed and returned, chain. So when we can let go to the Mother Earth, and after that the Mother Earth compose it, they give us more love. So you have some love. You have a helping hand. The helping hand is the Mother Earth. All our garbage, organic garbage, if you dig a hole, bury them, in 1 or 2 weeks, it turns into compost. You can grow so many things. So if you put the organic garbage in the house, in the kitchen, in your bedroom, I tell you, in 1 week, it turns to worms, turn to smell, turn to bacteria. From organic emotional, it can turn into very negative emotional. So in the Tao said, first step, believe that negative energy and positive energy, they are your energy. You turn them to negative, but you can turn them to positive. So that's the first step. They have to understand that, okay, I let go first my negative, the seeking sound, and you smile. Smiling to your heart, love, joy, happiness, radiant out. It gives birth to the spleen, openness, fairness, and the spleen gives birth to the metal. You dig in the earth, you find metal, courage and righteousness and white color. And the metal attract rain, attract water. So that's kidney. So kidney give you soft, gentle, calm, and peace. And finally, you come up to the liver. It gives you kindness and generosity. And you're back again to the heart. So when you grow good energy, now you balance. Negative grow very fast. Positive need time to practice. There's no other way. You have to practice in positive. Negative, you don't do anything, it grows very fast.
Thank you, thank you. Another question that I had was regarding the dark room. You have created this environment that's almost like the primordial way that we were a long time ago when we were in caves, I think, if I remember exactly. And what happens if we don't have a dark environment to our body? Why do you need these dark rooms? What's the benefits, basically?
The secret formula in the Tao very simple. When you stay in the dark, so dark, until it cannot be dark, there will be light. That's all. So everybody go into the dark room. First day, they see everything darkness. They walk in their room, go to the toilet, come down to eat, listen to my lecture, it's all in dark. And when they stay in about the second day, now they're used to. In the third day, they see light. So they look everywhere is light. Okay, everywhere is light. So when it's dark until it cannot be dark, you see light. And when they see light, this is real, their own real light, and their own what we call by enlightenment, or their own light that within themselves, they have light inside there. And from there, they started to see more and more light, and we call enlightenment energy. You see more light, and you understand. Well, oftentimes people in the dark room, after they stay there 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they realize, oh, this is my life. I see it, what I'm going to do. So they change their life. Because you have to see yourself in the darkness.
Beautiful. It is beautiful. Thank you. So you will encourage all of us to be in a dark, when we sleep, to be in total darkness in order to really get more of our light back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let me my room is darkness, but I have some small light in the toilet. That's all. Okay, and if I wake up, I know my way. I walk to the toilet. I turn on. I go to the toilet. That's it. But in my bedroom, I like to keep it darkness.
Very good. A question more about now the and that will be, I think, my last question. It's about when the couple is together and there's no if there's no love and compassion, so we don't get to experience the oneness, correct?
Yes. So that's why when people come to learn or when people read the book, they have to do the basic training first. Let go, let do the inner smile, let do the seeking sound, and they're opening the energy and move energy. The male energy can go to the female energy circle, and the female energy come to the male, and so that's the do orbit. So each other energy can be exchanged and can be increasing. Yeah.
Very good. Wow, that's on a project. I know that one workshop with you is not enough. There's so many workshops, trainings that are just amazing. And after doing one, you always want to do more. And that's why I have my own private Taoist master, Benj, who's from France, and she's teaching me how to stay online, and she's teaching me the inner smile, the sound of all the organs, and how to get rid of the negative energy and how to transform all of that. It's such a practice that brings you closer to our light, inner light, but also in life, to give us more power to really change and transmute sexual energy into Shi, the creative energy. So it's so appreciated, everything that you've done and said tonight. And I don't know if Scott, you have something else to add.
Just want to thank you, and I want to again direct everybody to where you can learn much more about Mantak Chia, and it's his website, and it's his name, mantakchia.com. And what's really exciting is if you go to the tab that says full schedule, now that the pandemic has run its course primarily, he has the reopening his retreats taking place in his beautiful location in Thailand. And he's also going to be traveling and coming to the United States. So you can still book online workshops. He's got ones that just started, or you can book the Tao Garden. And that's where there are the trainings. And again, some of those Tao Garden trainings are online. And now there are going to be some starting actually in person, where you can go to Thailand, starting with his winter retreat. And all of this, again, is at mantakchia.com. Just click on where it says schedule. And he has, of course, I know many of my friends have been to his place in Thailand, and they all say it's incredible. And you can see all the different events that are coming up, starting in November, going through February and March. And then he's traveling. Mantak Chia is getting back out onto the road, and he'll be in Europe in the spring, and then coming to New York and Los Angeles in June, and then back to Europe. So there's a lot of opportunities to learn from this incredible master. And I'm going to bring you on one last time, sir, and just thank you for your lifetime of service.
Thank you.
All the tremendous number of people who are healthier and more vital and more vibrant because of your teachings. And thank you so much for being with us tonight. It's really been an honor to have you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Namaste.
I know you have to go. Thank you so much.
But don't go away, crowd, because we have Dr. Josiane with us. And as I said, she is the queen of compassionate love, and she has a lot of wisdom to share. And so I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Josiane. Thank you for being with us. And I know you've got some wonderful pearls of wisdom to share.
Yes, thank you so much, Scott. It was such an honor to just have Mantak share some of his wisdom. He is a live, living library on Taoism. And of course, what he got tonight is really a little bit, just a seed of greatness, of his greatness. And so I'm going to share with you how, let me see if I do share first. The reason that compassionate love is so important, so which is unconditional love and compassion. I'm trying to see now, something is missing. Can I share, Scott?
You sure may.
Okay, because it's not showing my, it's not showing.
You know, while she's doing that and pulling that together, I'll come on for a moment. What an honor to have him with us, and definitely want to encourage people to go to his website. And in a moment, I'll also pull up where you can learn more about Dr. Josiane, because she's a wonderful, wonderful coach. As she pulls together her screen share, I know she's got a really wonderful PowerPoint program. There it is.
You see it?
Yeah, but there's a big gray blotch there. Big gray blotch. So, there you go. Now you're good. Now you're good.
Okay. Okay, very good. So the big question and the reason why it was so important to have Master Chia with us is to understand who we are, that there's so much energy, and we know that by now, right? But how to create more positive energy than negative, especially with what's happening in the world. So what's important to know also is the universal principle that we are loving humans. Maturana and Verden Zoller, who are two biologists, actually tested that our biology is made of love chemistry. And that chemistry allows us to actually not only preserve us from danger, but also to make us evolve. We can grow, and as you can see, some people do, some don't. And that's why it's so important that we don't give up, because we can actually, with our energy, when just like the way Master Chia was sharing, when we just focus on how to be good and to grow this energy, we actually have the power to change others. So the principle of interconnectedness is us. We are parts, right? We are parts and partners in our relationships. And also we are whole. That means there's a system of us. We have a body system, we have endocrinological system, a nervous system. We have so many systems. I think we have about 14 systems. So it's a system. Each one of us is a whole system. It's what we call the macrocosm within the macrocosm, which is a bigger scale. So there's a small system within a big system. And I'm talking about systems because I am a systemic researcher, meaning that I'm looking at the parts. When I talk to a family or a couple, what I'm looking at is not just the couple, it's also, so it's the two partners and their relationship, which is another entity that they create together. And within the three of them, which creates a triad, then I can see what else they can create for based on their vision. And that could be an individual, that could be a couple system, a family system, a legal system, an educational system, and you name it. All type of systems that are within our life. And right now that's making us take some decisions and intentions to who we are. So the principle of wholeness is there. And then when we bring the whole together with the parts, we become into our oneness. And that oneness makes us special. If we want to be special, like Mantak Chia says, if we focus on the positive, if we focus on how to be good in the world, how to become a force of good and be the difference that makes a difference. It's all a matter of choice. And there's no, it's a big choice and then there's a small choice. There's none of that. Every choice matters. And in order to understand that, we need to understand our state of being. There are 3 things that I teach every single person who comes into my office. It's to understand, so I'm a strategic coach and therapist at the same time, and to understand that, so from a human system point of view, that spirit, mind, body is about the physiology, which is the body. The language is about the spirit, and the focus is the mind. So your focus, when you have a focused mind, you can achieve everything you want. You can set your intention and get your intention to actually manifest. And that's from an individual basis, but also relationally, we can achieve the same thing. The language is very important because it's the meaning of life. It's our spirit. How do we want to express our spirit? That's so important. But most of the time, and especially in science, and that's why I started with a book for the academicians, the researchers, and scientists, because they use most of the time a language of deficit to focus on what's wrong instead of focusing on what's work or what's best in a human being. And they promulgate, they perpetuate in the public this same pattern of negativity and of deficit instead of using a language of abundance. So it's so important. So from that human system, I created my own system, which is for the couples, the relational triad in couple system that I named the sacred link. Why did I name that? It's based on my first research, which was a quantitative research, and it was very sophisticated with statistical model. I put in all the data for 484 couples and divided it and looked at just the one who had a long-term relationship, at least 7 years. And what came out, there was a significant results based on the connection between spirituality and sexuality and compassionate love. And that's why, as you heard tonight, Master Chia mentioning that with no compassion or love, we are not able to be one and to elevate into another dimension and to be all we are created to be. And knowing that, because I met him in 2019, and then I took my dissertation and made an adaptation with the book that came out in December last year, December 21. And that's about that model. It's about how to really, when you see written spirituality, it's all about our breath. Because our breath in different languages, especially in Hebrew, means spirit, even in French. Our spirit, we say inspiration, and when we say inspire, that's, to breathe in. And that's also the meaning of life, to find inspiration in everything that's around us and within us. And when you look at this model, so within a couple system, if there's no compassion or unconditional love, then we get in trouble. We get to do just genital sex or physical sex. That's the way Master Chia calls it. It's just sexual, it's just physical sex. It's the least quality sex that you can have, which most of us do just because we were not taught anything better. And it's so important to know this, this new paradigm shift that is the sacred link, in order to be more curious about our true divinity, our true power, to know that our that love chemistry that is composed of compassion and unconditional love makes us literally superhuman. So, and we are mostly, I was born in France, and in France and all over the Western world, we learned that when we think we are, you know, I think, therefore I am. But perhaps we were wrong about that. And Descartes, I love him to death, but he is obsolete now. We have to switch and go back to what makes us one and be different parts, unique parts of the world, and in order to really bring the wholeness. And the wholeness is seen in this Ubuntu philosophy, which is I am because we are. And when we understand that, we know that every child that is coming into earth is special, especially the ones that are coming right now. They are more elevated, they're more awakened than we were. And that's why it's important to listen to children. By essence, I am a play therapist, and I try to teach play, how to become playful within a couple system, with couples, dyads, and family systems, including organization. Because when we get to be into our playfulness, we actually closer to be in a transcendent mode, because we're using our imagination and inspiration. And here, in order to do all of that, what we need to do is to shift. How do we shift? So the appreciative inquiry is a special model that was created by David Copperrider in the 90s. And he created this model to understand how to shift from looking at what's wrong in science, and especially in business, and to look into what works. And he used it for his own PhD dissertation, and he taught, he went out there into the world of business, and he went to this one hotel that was really doing poorly. And he said, you know what, go out there, send all of your employees, from the little employee to the top management. Tell them to go and look what works in the best hotels. And they went out there and they came back, and they were so full of inspiration that they applied, the management, the top management applied this, every single thing that they shared into the hotel, and the hotel miraculously was transformed into a very successful entrepreneurship. And that's what I'm using now, which is kind of funny, because the appreciative inquiry is mostly used into the business world, but I want to use it into the world of the business of love. And it's so important for us because we want to create more love into the world. And I think it starts at home. If it's not at home with the couple or the parents, or between us and among family members, then it's difficult to recreate and expand our unit, like we said in strategic coaching, expand our unit of influence. In order to do that, we need to see that the first phase is to discover. And how does it happen? It happens when we are in conversation. Those conversations are focusing on the strength, the qualities, and the success stories of an individual, or a couple, or a family system, or a community. And when we focus on that, not only we don't have to what we call go back, you know, after trauma, massive trauma. We don't just go back to the way we were, we actually thrive. And then from thriving, we get to actually understand how we can together dream of a new reality. And that will be phase 2. That new reality is based on how to create more life, right? What gives life and what we want to be, what we envision for ourselves as human beings who are loving beings. And in order to do that, we need to listen to each other. And when we do that, then we can jump to phase 3 and see how to design and co-create together something that we need based on our own single boundaries, but also the respect and honor of somebody else's world, somebody else's boundaries. And when we do that, then we can see how we can deliver this between a couple system, a family system, or a school system, or any type of organization. And really, as you see, this infinite symbol symbolizes really that it's a field of infinite possibilities. That's where we get to actually assess and reassess what we want from definitely a problem. We're not denying that there's problems, but we're just taking another direction. It is not problem solving. It's not even solution focused. It's actually into appreciation of what is and what could be based on our collaboration. And then on phase 5, then we distinguish what we want more of. And we stay empowered by being united and understanding that the person that's a homeless can give us a good idea about how to be more a force of good in the world, or anybody else, a child. That's what I've learned, that listening to my own children, I learned so much about life and how to grow up myself and listen to them. And here are the 5 strategies of compassionate love. So they are based on the actual research, how do you call this? The interviews that I led, conducted with 7 couples. And I really wanted to know. So I took African-American couples because we know for sure when we see a Black person, we're going to think right away, they're descendants of slaves. And, you know, not only white people, we think that, even Black people think like that. And we will then think necessarily that when we look at a white couple, that they're descendant of slave owners, right? We don't think like that. So I said, you know what? Maybe that's why I'm going to go to them and ask them, you know, they probably suffered, and from what we know in science with the epigenetics, that you can transfer from one generation to another, not only the trauma but also the negative effects, but also the positive effects, such as resilience, compassion, and unconditional love. So I went to them and I asked them, you know, what was important to you? And these 5 strategies are exactly what the point of convergence of all of them. So loving yourself first is so important, because we cannot really give what we don't have. That's actually an African saying. So if you see a homeless giving you a coat, then you have to question where is it coming from, because it's not, you know, that person doesn't have enough to give you anything. And it's the same thing for emotions and for behaviors and for love. That chemistry. We cannot give love to somebody else if you don't give it to ourselves. And then we are breaking the chain. Breaking the chain is so important, because that's what actually makes us aware that we cannot deny our past, whatever past we're coming from, we need to integrate it and to, you know, be selective about what we want out of our past. And in order to really break away from bad habits, bad patterns, and transmute them into something much better, not only for ourselves, but for the next generation and from our family lineage, that we really want to leave our marks in the world into something that's positive. The next one is being equally yoked. Being equally yoked is having in a dyad or in a couple system, is having the two partners seeing each other as 100% present. And that is so difficult in this world right now, right? World is fast-paced, and we are into so many things. And then with the pandemic, we get to be into the Zoom so often that we don't get to really connect at a really high level. So being equally yoked is knowing that we have also that each one of us has a world that might be different, but we're still matching and we're still compatible in terms of education, in terms of what we like, our interests, and our sexual desires. And that's so important to remember that spirit, mind, body is in effect in every time that we are with our partner. And then to find some common grounds is really to understand that we can agree and disagree with one another, but with love and compassion. To know that the person is not out there to get us, but to still keep in our heart that power of unconditional love and compassion in order to not create a monster, another entity out of our partners. And the last strategy is loving beyond. That means is when we see a partner, we have to know that when we love beyond what is, meaning the things that we don't like or the preferences that we might have, or the problems that we might see in our partners, that we have the ability, because we are wired to love, we have the ability to go back into our heart and really bring our mind into coherence in order to really let exude out of our body and mind this love connection that brings us back into centeredness. And now this is what you can do to practice. So that's one exercise that I'm just going to read it, but you don't have to do it now, it's just for the sake of time. And I don't know how I'm doing, Scott, but I'm trying to go fast. But
yeah, I think people are ready for, because it's been a lot, and some people have had a little trouble with your accent. So I've had to direct them to where they can see closed captioning on our Facebook page. So I think people are ready for your meditation.
Very good. Here it is. Okay, so the meditation is coming from this quote: regardless of the circumstances, one finds oneself in. Every pain, every opposition, every sickness is dispersed by repeating through the heart these Aramaic words, Inanna Hakma, or you could say, I am unconditional love and compassion, or you could say, I am compassionate love. So this is what we need to do, to slow our breathing. And then in the inhale, we think I am. And on the exhale, we think compassionate love. So let's see if I'm able, I think you're the one who's supposed to.
Yeah, I'll do that. I just want to kind of remind people, because that again was a quick direction. And thank you so much for all the wonderful wisdom.
I was trying to go fast, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. And thank you so much for the wonderful wisdom. So again, on the inhale, it's going to be I am. And on the exhale, compassionate love. I am compassionate love. So we're going to watch this little video and listen to some, it's got beautiful music. And as we do that, just encouraging everyone to inhale and exhale. I am compassionate love. And then we'll come back with Dr. Josiane. Yeah, I'm going to pull up this video now. Here we go. It's very, very, very beautiful video. Thank you.
Yeah, I use that usually to set an intention when I have my clients, whether an individual or a couple, to be able to get them to the I am compassionate vibration.
I see what some of the people are saying, how just running that right now is very, very powerful. And it is. And, you know, and thank you. I know that you really live that. And I want to acknowledge the incredible work that you do. And I know that you work sometimes with people dealing with racism, dealing with sexual abuse, dealing with some really hard stuff.
Yeah.
And you really have learned compassionate love in that way. And I want to let everybody know that you can learn much more about Dr. Josiane by going to her website. And it is theintegrativewellness.com. I put it into the chat box. For those of you watching on Facebook, theintegrativewellness.com. And you provide consultations for people. And tell us a little bit more about what you'd like people to know about your offerings and your services, Dr. Josiane.
Yes, I offer a couple intensive. It's a 2 or 3 day weekend, Friday to Sunday or Saturday to Sunday, in order to, if you want to enhance your relationship, or actually if you want to work on some type of issues and you don't have time to spend years and zillions of dollars into therapy or couples therapy. So that's the main one, but also I do family systems, family therapy. And that's another, it's big right now because a lot of parents need support for their children, and especially teenagers who are, feeling, a lot of challenge with the pandemic. Yeah. So that's very important to offer mental health support. And on Monday, I think it's the Global Mental Health Day.
Ah.
So it's really something. Most of us think we don't need mental health support, but unfortunately we do. Everybody does, even I as a therapist and coach. It's very important to stay, afloat, and to, even Tony Robbins is all the greatest coaches and leaders and therapists do get therapy. So mental health is not a small issue, as we've seen lately. It's very important to stay afloat and to know yourself and to, search for help if you need it.
Beautiful. There's a lot of comments that have come in. I'm just going to read a few of them. Susan Woolridge writes, "I'm loving it all." Talk about the video and the meditation. Dara said it transported me. Eleanor Joy writes, "I noticed a lot of energy is flowing between my hands, so something is working tonight with this show." Suzanne, such a beautiful video and practice. Thank you, Josiane. Mary Beth, I agree. Beautiful. Thank you, Josiane. Karen Eisenberg, thanking you for your compassionate love, practice, and wisdom, and on and on. So a lot of people thanking you. And yes, how beautiful that the Nobel Peace Prize went to 3 different organizations that are really seeking to create freedom in the very difficult part of Russia right now, and Belarus, and Ukraine. So thank you for pointing that out, Davina. And once again, thank you, Josiane, one of our regulars now, a regular co-host and teacher with us. And thank you for arranging Mantak Chia. What a joy to have him with us on our show. And a reminder, everybody, we've got 2 more shows coming up this weekend. Tomorrow night, it's all about psychics and intuitives. And again, just as Dr. Josiane is a regular contributor, collaborator, well, Alan Steinfeld is going to be back as my co-host tomorrow. And he has invited 5 amazing psychics to be on the show with us. And so there might even be some psychic readings. So definitely make sure you're in the Zoom room for that. And music, we've got Johanna Beekman coming back to play. John Martin will be playing, and beloved Omar Shar will be with us playing. And then finally on Sunday, we're going to meet some of the people that are going to be teaching at our retreat, including the wild abbot of the Mystic Monastery, Jerry Anderson, who's with us right now, or he was with us. Anyway, we're going to be hearing from Connie and Andrew and Jerry, my co-host Krista, Luana Joy Lucia, and a few others. So, and wowza, you're going to meet this amazing woman, Dr. Josiane, wowza, who's 85, who looks like she's 60 or 55. And she's going to be teaching a little bit on Sunday and also at our retreat in Sedona. So that's what we've got happening this weekend. And we love to start and finish with music. And so I'm going to go to beautiful, beloved Omashar to close us out with a love song, because tonight's show is all about compassion.
Yes, this is Love of the Universe. And how interesting earlier when Dr. Chia was doing the exercises, and suddenly I was on camera and I was really unwilling to do that exercise. I will later, but in the privacy of my own room. So thank you, Josiane, for arranging for him to be with us, because many, many moons ago, I actually bought a Mantak Chia book on exactly what he was teaching tonight. And so what a nice circle. And so this is a song, and it's called Still We Wonder Why. And I didn't choose this, Spirit chose it for me, so it's Spirit's fault. Love you all, namaste, aloha.
Turn on your cameras, move and groove to the music. I love putting the camera on those of you that are connecting to Omashar's beautiful sounds.
Brighter than the sun. Here where life is one. All the past falls like rain into the soil of future dreams. Love, the footprint in the sand. Eyes shining like the stars. And the way is suddenly so clear. And we know still we wonder why flowers keep on blooming. The stardust in our eye lifts us on to a higher plane, a deeper truth, our rightful place. And still we wonder why. Life, a promise to fulfill. Now, a vision is revealed, and the blessings of who we really are can be felt throughout our world. And still we wonder why flowers keep on blooming. The stardust in our eyes lifts us all to a higher plane, a deeper truth, our rightful place. And still we wonder why. Brighter than the sun. Here where life is one, and life a vision is revealed. And still we wonder why.
Let's all twinkle, beloved brother Omashar. Thank you, everybody, for having your cameras off. Those who have your cameras on, we still love you. Beautiful Omashar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, once again, a big thank you to Dr. Josiane for all of her compassionate love and all that she did to create this show and bring Mantak Chia.
You look like a beautiful soul. If I could just.
That's right, Roger.
I think that was Roger talking. Yes, it was.
It was.
All right. And we're going to see Roger and Bonnie in Sedona. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been a beautiful, beautiful show.
That's saying.
I'm going to go get some dinner. I will see all of you tomorrow night. Did you, Moshe, did you?
Do you have the satsang in the morning?
Oh, yes, I do. Thank you for reminding me. I mean, I knew that, but yes. You know, my relationship satsang is open to those of you who have registered for our show, and anybody in the Zoom room, you're all people who've registered. And we had a beautiful time last Saturday. And thank you for reminding me. It's tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Pacific time. And it's an opportunity to come together in, we learn, we grow, we work on relationship challenges, we talk about our lives. And it's another step in building our Global Peace Tribe community. So I'm very grateful for you, Omashar, to bring it up. And I do encourage all of you to join us. And if you need the link, just send me a Facebook private message, or you can email me and I'll make sure you get the link by tomorrow morning. Thank you for that reminder. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, hopefully, or tomorrow night. God's blessings. Much love to each and every one of you. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.